My 83-year-old grandfather stood shirtless on his dock, one hand gripping a rainbow trout, the other holding a cold can of Coors. Sunburned and smiling, he looked like he belonged there, which, as it turned out, he very much did. Beside him, the HOA president, Charlene Whipley, was wildly gesturing like he was a public menace. A young deputy, sunglasses on and headache forming, took it all in. "So let me get this straight," the deputy said slowly. "You called 911 because this man was whistling while fishing on his own dock?" Grandpa took a slow sip of his beer and said with a grin, "Son, it ain't just my dock. I own the whole shoreline." Charlene, a recently retired sales executive turned HOA president, had taken it upon herself to restore dignity to the neighborhood. She brought with her a rule book thick enough to use as a doorstop, banning everything from oversized wind chimes to bird feeders, and even harmonica playing at sunset. Grandpa, a man who had been there since the 70s, laughed off the citations, wrapping fish guts in the printed violations and tossing them in the compost bin. Things escalated when HOA volunteers showed up one Saturday with a chain and a sign that read, "Property of Summer Haven Shores HOA." They tried to seize Grandpa's dock for being non-compliant. "Boys," Grandpa said, setting his fishing rod down slowly like an old gunslinger, "you sure know whose land you're standing on?" That's when he made a call to his lawyer, his surveyor, and, for good measure, a local judge who owed him a favor. Within the hour, the shoreline was crawling with officials. Documents were reviewed, boundaries measured, and one simple fact came to light. Grandpa owned every inch of the eastern shoreline, legally, since 1981. Every gazebo, bench, kayak rack, and community improvement the HOA had installed over the years, built on Grandpa's private land without permission. Charlene's face paled as the judge asked, "Did you say HOA funds were spent on private property?" An investigation was launched. The HOA was ordered to remove all structures within 10 business days. Crews arrived, dismantling years of unauthorized upgrades, while Charlene stood fuming at the edge of the public road. But Grandpa wasn't done. He leased the entire shoreline to the local Cedar Crest Fishing Club. Within days, a new sign went up, "Private Shoreline. No Karens beyond this point. Property of Walter Fish Whisperer Hanley." Charlene tried everything: legal threats, city council complaints, even a PowerPoint titled "Weaponization of Waterfront Property." Nothing worked. Her own records were used against her in court when she was charged with misusing HOA funds. She was found guilty and sentenced to probation, community service, and ordered to pay restitution. Meanwhile, Grandpa went back to fishing, whistling, harmonica playing, and beer sipping included, on a dock that, as everyone now knew, was undeniably his. Before you try to enforce your rules, make sure you're standing on your own property, and never underestimate an old man with a fishing pole and a great memory.